Billy from Mad Max again, and today we're here to talk about this guy, my Remington 700. Did a little update on it, did some more load workup, so let's get into it. But before we start, make sure you follow me on Instagram at MadMaxGuns with 2 D's, 2 X's, that's MADDMAXX Guns, and you get a little behind the scenes stuff that's going to be coming down the pipeline, so if you followed me or saw this a couple weeks ago. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to tie this video, which is essentially a chassis review and an update on my Remington 700, into another chapter of my reloading diaries. So I'll tack that stuff onto the end, so if you're here for that, it's going to be towards the end. So what we have here is my Remington 700P that I've had for a little while now. Did a couple videos on it, that I took out to a 1,000-yard class, and then I painted it and then took it out to a 1,000-yard class. Then I chopped the barrel to 18.5 and got it threaded, did all that goodness. But for you who haven't seen this rifle yet, I'm going to go over it real quick. It started life in this stock, which I believe is from H&M Precision or H&S. I don't know, correct me on that down in the comments. It was a Remington 700 police model in 308. They had came in with the 24-inch barrel on it. I had it cut down to 18.5 because I wanted it to look like a wannabe, you know, the XM3 that the Marines were using, that are pretty much just short 308 Remington 700s with a long surefire break on it, and then expressed. Not too many of them were made. I believe it was like 36 of them were made and fielded. Could be wrong on that. Somebody will correct me, please do. But yeah, I pretty much wanted to do a wannabe of that and have like a clone M24 XM3 hybrid, and then all that just went out the window. I kind of gave up on the cloning thing unless I was going to do it right. But yeah, it's a Remington 700 308 with a pretty thick barrel on it, cut down to 18.5. Why'd I pick that? Again, XM3. The action is just an older model 700 action. Initially, all that I did to it, aside from chopping the barrel, was put in a Geisley trigger. Geisley triggers are ridiculous. This is one of those little snap cap things in here. I'll get into the mags in a second once, but like let's see if you can see it here. The trigger is has like a perfect first stage, and then you hit that wall and then nothing. So that is the Geisley Remington 700 trigger. They're a little pricey. A lot of people are into Timneys, Jules, I don't know, there's a couple other big names out there. Trigger Tech. I'm a Geisley whore. Many of you know that already. And then the scope that's set up on here, I never did like a full video on it, but it is a Nikon FX Black 1000 or FX 1000 Black, whatever it is. It's a 4 to 16 times in a 30 mil tube. This one's MOA. Unfortunately, when I bought it, I didn't really know dick from butt when it came to like precision shooting, and realizing that mils are way better, easier, both. But yeah, so that's what it was. Again, in this stock here, I put a little duct tape on there with a sleeping mat for a cheek riser. Had some other cool stuff on there. Hang on to that because it's a really good stock. Just not using it anymore. Maybe I'll do something in the future with it, but yeah, I'm gonna hang on to it. Then I was tempted to sell this all together in that configuration, and I wanted to go buy one at a gunsmith that I know that actually did the work on this. I wanted to go out to him and buy it, but it was guns hard to sell secondhand, especially when you paint them up, shoot the shit out of them. I don't know. And then plus I kind of an attachment to this action. I was going to be buying a 16.5-inch thick barreled 308. So it's pretty much essentially what I got here. Maybe it was a little shorter, but it was in a MDT chassis. So instead of selling this, going through all the grief of selling this and then going and buying that, I decided to drop this in the chassis. I knew about Oryx for a little while. This is an Oryx chassis, and I figured I'd give it a whirl. You know, this isn't like a really high price gun, and down the road I plan on getting it rebarreled when this gets shot out with something fatter, and then maybe dropping an MDT later. But right now, the Oryx just seemed right. It's super inexpensive. They're about $400. They are I don't know if this is the right word, but a subsidiary of MDT. They're like a less expensive All right, so you got ALG triggers and you got Geisley Trigger sister company, but ALG are usually the more budget friendly. This is like the ALG, and it's Oryx. It's Oryx, Oryx, and honestly, I've put a little over 100 rounds through with precision rounds. That's a lot more than 100, but you get my point. It is 100% free floated. You got, see if you can see in there. I don't know if you can see, but you got plenty of room in there. The accuracy on this is insane. Is it better than what it was before? I don't know. It might just be like a placebo effect, but I was shooting this out to 750 yards. It was like 748 yards the other day. I'll throw in a little video clip from my phone, and it's like on a truck bed, so obviously the clip's not that good, but it's 3 shots, hit the first, miss the second, hit the third. And I'll throw a little picture of the target afterwards of the day, but this at the 750 was giving you no problems at all. It's 100% with hand loads, which I'll get into in a second, an MOA or better gun. And for the money, there's nothing that will beat this. For $400, I mean, I went out and bought the MDT super vertical grip because I don't really use the grip as a grip per se when I'm shooting it. It's more like a palm stop, and then I just like finger on the trigger. I try to take every human aspect out of it and just let the gun do the shooting. And it does great. Like, I got the grip flown around somewhere. The grip it comes with is a nice, thick, comfortable grip, but truthfully, it's half looks for me. And when this came to this grip, I just like the way it looked, but the performance of it is outstanding. It is MDT grip. They go on Brownells for like $50, 48, something like that, around there, give or take, plus or minus. But do you need to change that out? Absolutely not. The grip it comes with is fine. So when it comes to this chassis overall, I 100% would recommend it to anybody that's looking to not spend $1,800, not $1,800, but $1,800 to $1,000, $1,200 on a chassis. For $400, this is it. It's fully adjustable. The cheek riser comes up, goes down, and the length of pole. It comes with pads and stuff that you can swap out. But overall, I don't think, like I've said probably way more than I should have so far, for the money you cannot beat it. But up front here, it's got M-lock all up and down here for counterweights, for like doing PRS shooting on barriers and whatever. You can get there's like a little lug that you can buy that goes right in here for a sling lug that for a Harris bipod. I had a Harris bipod on here for a day or two, and then I realized that my 300 Win Mag is more of a in the prone, chillin', letting off rounds gun. This is going to me be like my little backyard PRS gun. So I put on a bipod that you can just easily take on and off, and I'll just leave the piece of rail down there. And I throw this bipod on a bunch of different stuff, and I'm not always shooting out of a bipod. So, bipod. So you get the point. You can go Harris style, you can go Atlas style, you can, it's M-lock, you can do whatever you want. Shoot, if you want, you can put on like a hand stop and do some like weird Call of Duty stuff. But again, neither here nor there. Slight side note. It takes AICS pattern mags. This is a mag pull. They make 5 and 10 rounders. I have had a problem. I'll throw in a little picture, or I'll throw in a little clip of me struggling to get it in there right, but for some reason right now it's going in pretty easily. I have heard people complain that the mag pull AICS mags aren't as good. Of course not. They're hella cheap. Real Accuracy International mags are like $80. Don't have any yet. I want to get a couple. Maybe in the future. I got something neat coming down the pipeline. Not going to really talk about it until it's in my possession and I've put some rounds through it. But yeah. So that's it, guys. MDT chassis, definitely 2 thumbs up in my book. Huge fan of it. Did it make my gun more accurate? I think so. It puts up great groups. I've been doing more reloading recently, and I'll get into that now. So this will be my reloading diaries, chapter 3, I suppose. So the 2 powders I've been using are Varget and 4064, and I haven't really got a load with 168s yet, but I might work on that in the future. But I've been doing 175s recently. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, in my eyes. But Varget 44.3 grains will get you right around, out of an 18-inch barrel. For me, I've been getting like 25, 55, 25, 60s. And the accuracy has been phenomenal. I was making shots out to 750, like I've been saying, with ease with that. Now the 4064, I've been loading for a while with 42.9 grains. I'm working up something, I'll get into that in a second, to get over 2,600 feet per second. But this has been averaging, my last chrono trip, it was averaging 25.38. And again, I shot out to 750 without much of an issue. And let's see, 4064 out to 750. I think 25 MOA dialed up. That comes out to just under 7 mils. But yeah, that's with 4060. Those are the 2 loads that I have been shooting with 175 CR Match Kings. The cartridge overall length that I was using for that was 2.830. You have 2.880 to work with in the AICS mags, but you know, short barrel, definitely not like a super precision gun. So I didn't want to put it all the way forward, and then the pressures might get a little wacky. But what I tested out last time, I got up to 44.8 grains of 4064, and that was giving me 2,674 feet per second and a standard deviation of 3, an extreme spread of 9. So I'm going to play around with that a little more in that vicinity. I forget what the max is. Let me check that. So they're saying the max for the 4064 is 45.6 grains. I might try it, go up to there, and then dial it back in 0.3 grain increments and test that out. But right now, 44.8, no pressure signs at all. Everything looked great. And yeah, so we'll take it from there. But that's it for my reloading diaries portion. That's what I've been doing. That's what I plan on doing for 308 in this gun. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, make sure you drop a like below. If you didn't like it, as always, eat a dick. And make sure you follow me on Instagram. If you don't subscribe already, make sure you do that too. And I'm going to have some interesting stuff coming down the pipe in the world of precision guns. Thanks for watching. See you.